Thermal properties of matter. Topic: relationship between alpha L, alpha A, and alpha V, and anomalous expansion of water. So, let us discuss the relationship between alpha L, alpha A, and alpha V, where alpha L, the coefficient of linear expansion, alpha A, the coefficient of area expansion, and alpha V, the coefficient of volume expansion. Let us consider a sheet of length A and width B or breadth B. Then the area of the sheet is length into breadth. So we have A equals small a into B, where capital A is the area of the sheet. For small change in area delta A, that is when the temperature of the system changes by delta T, there is a small change in area delta A. And we can write the fractional change in area as delta A by A equals delta A by A plus delta B by B. Dividing this equation throughout by delta T, that is dividing both sides of the equation by delta T, we have delta A by A into delta T equals delta A by A into delta T plus delta B by B into delta T. Now, what is the term on the left hand side of that equation? That is delta A by A into delta T. By definition, this is coefficient of area expansion. Whereas the other two on the right hand side represents the coefficient of linear expansions. So we have alpha A equals alpha 1 plus alpha 2, where alpha 1 and alpha 2 are the coefficients of linear expansions along the length and width respectively. For a material having expansion coefficient same in all directions, we have alpha 1 is equal to alpha 2 is equal to say alpha L. So when we substitute this condition in the above equation of alpha A, we get alpha A is equal to alpha 1 plus alpha 1, which is equal to alpha A is equal to 2 times alpha L. Now let us consider a cuboid of side A, B and C respectively. That is, A represents its length, B represents its breadth or width, and C represents its height or the thickness of the cuboid. So volume of the cuboid will be length into breadth into height, which is V is equal to A into P into C. If there is a small change in temperature delta T, volume will also change, and that small change in volume, say delta V. Then the fractional change in volume is delta V by V is equal to delta A by A plus delta B by B plus delta C by C. Dividing this equation throughout by delta T, we have delta V by V into delta T is equal to delta A by A into delta T plus delta B by B into delta T plus delta C by C into delta T. By definition, delta V by V into delta T is the coefficient of volume expansion, and the other three terms on the right hand side of the equation represents the coefficient of linear expansion corresponding to length, breadth and height. So we have alpha V is equal to alpha 1 plus alpha 2 plus alpha 3. For a material having expansion coefficient same in all directions, we have alpha 1 equals alpha 2 equals alpha 3, say it is equal to alpha L. So substituting this condition in the above equation, we have alpha V is equal to 3 times alpha L. That is, coefficient of volume expansion is thrice the coefficient of linear expansion. Here you have to note that it is very difficult to determine or to find out the values of alpha V and alpha A. Usually, alpha V and alpha A are approximated as thrice the value of alpha L and twice the value of alpha L. Alpha L can be easily determined. Most materials expand on heating, but water shows an anomalous behavior. That is, water contracts on heating between 0 degrees Celsius and 4 degrees Celsius. The volume of a given amount of water decreases as it is cooled from room temperature until its temperature reaches 4 degrees Celsius. Here you could see a graph, and the graph clearly shows that as we bring down the temperature of water from room temperature to 4 degrees Celsius, the volume of the given amount of water decreases. Whereas below 4 degrees Celsius, that is from 4 degrees Celsius towards 0 degrees Celsius, the volume increases. And therefore, the density of water decreases. This means that water has the maximum density at 4 degrees Celsius. You can see that variation of density of water with the temperature. And the density is maximum at 4 degrees Celsius, and the value is 1 gram per cc. This property, that is anomalous behavior of water, has an important environmental effect. That is, water bodies like lakes, ponds, freeze at the top first. As lake cools towards 4 degrees Celsius, water near the surface loses energy to the atmosphere, becomes denser and sinks. The warmer, less dense water near the bottom rises. And this process repeats. However, once the colder water on the top reaches temperature below 4 degrees Celsius, it becomes less dense and remains at the surface where it freezes and forms ice. If water did not have this property, lakes and ponds would freeze from the bottom up, which would destroy much of their animal and plant life. And most of the aquatic animals can withstand at 4 degrees Celsius. They can live in 4 degrees Celsius.